But the reality is America loves an underdog, and we are the market leader for EV trucks and vans.
Think of the havoc you could cause if your car suddenly rolled away. Well, Ford's goal with this recall is to prevent just that. The SUVs are being recalled because a faulty rear axle bolt might cause a loss of drive power, or possibly cause the vehicles to roll away unexpectedly from a parked position. Come along as we investigate the specifics of the Ford Explorer recall that affects over 230,000 vehicles. The Rollaway Risk. In response to a concerning safety issue, Ford has decided to recall a specific batch of 2020-2022 Explorer models. This problem is caused by a disconnected driveshaft, which is a fancy word for the dangerous situation where your car could roll away accidentally if the parking brake is not properly applied. This might make you wonder why it's such a big deal. Well, the consequences are big. The safety of both drivers and pedestrians is at risk, because a moving car can cause sudden crashes that could be dangerous. Multiple reports and complaints said that some repairs made for this issue between 2022 and the start of this year did not fully fix the issue. This led to the recall. Because of this, Ford is taking steps to make sure its users are safe. Even though the affected cars are from a certain model range, they could put drivers and people nearby in danger if this rollover issue isn't fixed properly. What's at stake? The seriousness of the situation surrounding the Ford Explorer recall has been underscored by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's identification of approximately 238,364 affected vehicles. This shows how serious the problem is. This is a big number that shows how important it is to deal with the problem quickly and correctly. Ford is known for caring about safety, and they have acted quickly to address this issue, showing that they are even more committed to making sure their customers are safe. In their work to fix the issue and lower any possible safety risks, Ford has gone above and beyond. The owners are relieved that they have been offered free repairs for the vehicles that are affected. The full repair plan calls for replacing the suspension bushing and the bolt that holds the rear axle in place. For added safety, Ford workers will check the rear axle cover for any possible damage. The fact that these repairs cover a lot of areas shows that Ford is determined to fix the problem completely and win back their customers' trust and safety. From November 6th, Ford will send letters to owners who are touched by the recall to let them know about it. This proactive way of communicating makes sure that owners of the vehicles know what's going on so they can act properly. If you need to talk to someone right away or have any questions, you can call Ford's customer service line at 1-866-943-6732. Remember to have the recall number, 23S55, ready when you call. A repeat offender. Previous complaints about faulty rear axle bolts were received by the Office of Defects Investigation and were resolved in a recall. It's a situation we've seen before, and both car owners and manufacturers would probably not go through it again. Did you know that recalls, while inconvenient at times, play an important role in the car industry's pursuit of safety and reliability for their customers? They are examples of manufacturers taking the initiative to address problems and maintain their dedication to safety for end users. Ford's prompt response to these recall issues shows the company cares about its customers' well-being and the endurance of its brand. Previous troubles, Ford launched a large recall in July, impacting more than 870,000 of its best-selling F-150 pickups, making headlines across the world. The electronic parking brake was the root of the problem that prompted the recall, since it was unexpectedly engaging in some circumstances. The fact that the parking brake had engaged while the vehicle was in motion was very worrisome, as it might have resulted in a very chaotic and dangerous situation for the driver and the passengers. When the potential for catastrophic crashes owing to a driver losing control of their car due to an unexpected use of the parking brake was taken into account, the gravity of the situation became clear. The recall not only served as a reminder of the vital role manufacturers play in ensuring their customers' safety, but it also highlighted the need of resolving safety problems in the automotive industry swiftly. Ford's prompt action was crucial in averting more accidents and demonstrating the company's dedication to its customers' safety. They showed their commitment to fixing the issue and avoiding other accidents by ordering the recall of such a large number of automobiles. Another thing this tragedy drove home was the need for constant monitoring of car safety systems to catch any irregularities early on and fix them. This incident taught everyone in the car business a vital lesson about the need of always putting the safety of their consumers first and making sure their products adhere to the strictest safety regulations possible. Ford's F-150 recall was more than simply a news story. It was a vital reminder of the enormous obligation car companies have to ensure the public's safety. Inspect and replace. So, what's the solution to this rollaway risk? Concerns about the risk of cars rolling over are very important, and Ford's plan to fix this problem is very careful and complete. Ford stores are using a number of different methods to improve safety and get rid of the risk of unexpected rollaways. In this method, a bearing and the rear axle bolt need to be replaced. These are important parts of the parking brake system that must be in good working order. Also, the back axle cover is being carefully checked, with special attention paid to the area with the bolt holes. If damage is found close to the bolt hole, the cover will be changed right away. This set of steps not only fixes the problems that are already there, but it also stops problems from happening in the future by making sure the parking brake system is in great shape. It shows how committed Ford is to safety in all areas, going beyond a quick fix to provide a long-term answer. This method is very complicated because current car systems are very complicated and need to be inspected and fixed very carefully. By changing the rear axle bolt and bearing, Ford is getting to the root of the problem and getting rid of the risk of the car rolling away. The close inspection of the rear tire cover adds another layer of protection, making sure that any damage or weak spots in this important part are found and fixed. The car maker is very serious about safety, and this thorough way shows that they will do anything to keep their customers safe. This is a good lesson of how important preventative upkeep and constant tracking are in the car business, which will make the roads better for everyone in the long run. The numbers game. Ford has admitted to the problem and given information about how often rear axle bolts fail, with 396 recorded cases. There is, however, one good thing to note about this worrying figure. Even though these kinds of failures are definitely scary, it's good to know that less than 5% of them resulted in a loss of power or, even worse, a vehicle rolling away while in park, which could be very dangerous. This lower number shows that the problem, while not to be taken lightly, has not yet caused many accidents or injuries, which is good news for owners and people who use the roads. There have been no reports of accidents or injuries directly related to this problem. This shows how strong and safe modern cars are, which can lower risks even when important parts aren't working properly. In addition, it shows how important it is for automakers like Ford to act quickly and proactively to address possible safety issues before they get worse. Once again, this shows how important early discovery and action are in the auto business for keeping cars safe and effective for everyone. The HTSA investigation. Since June, the Highway Traffic Safety Administration, (HTSA), has been working hard to start a review into this very important safety issue. At that point, the HTSA started getting a lot of reports from car owners who were having problems with power loss because the rear axle bolts were breaking. What makes things even more complicated is that some of these problems happened even though fixes had been tried in the past as part of recalls. This multi-layered problem shows how auto safety is always changing and how important it is to always be on the lookout for and fix possible safety problems in car systems. The HTSA's work in starting this review is a great example of the important work that governmental bodies do to make sure that cars follow the strictest safety rules and quickly fix problems that keep happening, which is good for everyone on the road. The ongoing inspection and governmental control play a big role in making sure that the lessons learned from one recall are used to stop similar safety problems from happening again. This shows that the automobile industry is truly committed to public safety. A temporary fix. Ford started their answer to the problem with a technology solution that was meant to make things safer. At first, they tried to fix the issue by releasing new software that would make the parking brake work automatically, lowering the risk of cars rolling away without being meant to. With this move, Ford showed that they were serious about using new technology to make their cars safer. But it was clear that this program update wasn't enough to fix the real problem, which was that the rear axle bolts were breaking. The problem kept happening, so a broader and more direct method was needed. This is what led to the current recall. Problem solving in the car business is ongoing, as shown by the change from a software-based answer to a hardware-focused recall. Ford's desire to admit that their first method wasn't working and move toward a better one shows how committed they are to giving their customers a safe and reliable drive experience. It also shows how complicated the relationship between software and hardware parts is in modern cars, where the main problem might not be obvious at first. In the quest for automobile safety, this experience is a good lesson that companies must stay adaptable and willing to change their plans when needed to make sure their products meet the greatest standards of dependability and safety. Have you ever experienced or heard of a car recall situation, and what did you do about it?